there, parents. If you're feeling confused or concerned about what's going on with the Department of Education right now, you are not alone. I'm Rhea. I'm an educational advocate here to help you stay informed and empowered even through uncertain times. In this video, we're going to talk about the real history of the Department of Education, what it actually does, and why it matters now more than ever for your child's future. And if you're ready to advocate with confidence, be sure to stick around. I've got resources that can help you take action even when things feel overwhelming and even when the system feels a little uncertain. Let's start with the big question. Why was the Department of Education created in the first place? Believe it or not, the very first version of the Department of Education actually dates all the way back to the 1800s. It was called the Office of Education, and its purpose was simple, but it was powerful to be able to collect information on schools and teaching across the country to help states develop effective education systems. It wasn't at all about control, it was about coordination and equity between the states with their education systems. But over time, as the US population grew and education systems became much more complex, the need for a centralized body to support all of those systems really arose. So in 1979, under President Jimmy Carter, the Department of Education was officially created as a cabinet level agency. It was, and it still is, one of the smallest federal departments, but its impact is absolutely massive. So, what does the Department of Education actually do? Here's the full breakdown of their main responsibilities. First, we have funding and financial aid. They oversee billions of dollars in funding, especially Title I funding, which helps low income schools, and they also help with federal student aid for college. Second, they help with civil rights protections. They ensure students are protected under laws like Title IX and IDEA, which is crucial for kids with disabilities, English language learners, and more. Next, they help with data collection and research. They collect national education data to track what's working and what's not, and help to guide teachers, help inform best practices for states and for districts, which ultimately helps students. And last but not least, they provide policy guidance and support. They provide technical support to states, create federal guidelines, and they ensure that schools are aligned with federal laws and priorities. But, and this is really important, the Department of Education doesn't run schools. Local districts, and the states do. The Department of Education's job is to support, not to control. And we can see that with the way that education is implemented throughout the country. There are many, many different states, right? And they all have different IEPs that look different. They all have different policies in place. Even from district to district, you'll see policies that will change. So at this point in time, with the Department of Education, states and districts still have power over their education systems. The Department of Education just oversees what's happening, collects data, and helps to inform best practices. Like I said earlier, the Department of Education's job is to support, not to control. And that's why understanding the Department of Education really, really matters now more than ever. Think about it. Without it, there would be no national standards for equity, no consistent protections for students with disabilities, and no guardrails on how funding gets distributed. The Department of Education helps us to ensure that where you live, that's not going to impact your education. It helps to ensure that your location doesn't completely determine the quality of education that your child receives. And as we've seen in recent headlines, it is really easy to take that support for granted until it's threatened. And whether it's funding cuts, political pressure, or attempts to dismantle programs like Head Start, we're seeing a rise in decisions that could directly impact the classroom experience for millions of children. And that's where you, as a parent, come in. This is why I created my program, Advocacy in Action, to give parents just like you the tools to advocate effectively in any system, regardless of who's in charge at the top. Because let's be honest, systems change, right? Leadership changes, policies shift. but your child still needs a strong IEP. Your child still deserves accommodation. Your voice still matters in every single school meeting. And even if the Department of Education's role evolves over time, the need for informed, strategic parent advocacy will never go away. I can promise. So if you want to learn how to decode your child's IEP, identify what's missing, and advocate with clarity for them and for their needs, come join us in Advocacy in Action. Our next meeting is at the end of May. We have tons of resources for you. It's not just me, it's two other amazing advocates who both have experience in schools and know what it's like and know how to support your child. So once a month, we have live meetings. You also have 8 weeks worth of course materials to teach you all of the jargon and the laws and all of the things that you need to know. And then you also have this community of amazing parents and advocates to support you. And we're essentially in your back pocket. Just hop in the group and ask whatever questions you have and let us support you. This is your reminder that you are not powerless. And I want you to remember that. You are a part of the solution. And in fact, you're a really, really important part of the solution. So let's keep showing up for our kids and for the future of education. If you want to learn more about advocacy in action, you can follow the link in the description or head to my profile. Either way, the link is there. But also be sure that you like this video and subscribe so that you have updates whenever a new one is posted. And let me know in the comments, what surprised you the most about the Department of Education? Was there anything that you found interesting? How do you plan on moving forward with potential changes with your child? Let me know and let me know how I can support you. And I will see you in the next video.